Welcome back to the Javid and YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be answering the subscribers' questions. Now, I did a poll on Instagram. My Instagram is J_Vadim. I post more updated content on there more frequently. So I got about 30 questions. I'm going to choose the top 10 questions to answer. And we'll do nice short answers so we can get through all of them. Maybe more than 10. We'll see how good they are. But yeah, let me know if you guys want me to do something like this on YouTube, like in the comments, or find a poll to take care of it like that way too, in case you guys have any more questions. But I think this should cover most of it. We got some pretty good ones. So let's get this video started with Mr. Rodriguez 63. So his question is, which companies hire new drivers with no experience? So there's two different answers for this question. If you're under 21 years old, it is very difficult. But for example, for me, I found a contractor that takes care of handling fields like melons, watermelon, walnuts, all different kind of agriculture where I'm at. That's like the most popular thing in demand. I would recommend seeing what's in demand in your area. You know, sometimes you need like someone maybe like in the oil fields just to drive inside the oil field back and forth and think too far. Because for example, this agriculture job for me was from 30 to 40 miles. Everything was close. It was mostly country roads. I didn't really go on the highway, so it's low risk for the owner and it's a chill job for you. You know, I started $19 an hour, got in my 15 16 hours, which was decent pay, averaging around 1,000, but you don't always get that lucky. Now the other case, if you're over 21 and you have your license with no experience, some companies take you in and they do training, or they train you for a couple of weeks, which you don't get paid that good either, and then you could go on to getting paid on average, I'd say $600 to $800 a week, which is not a lot. But if you guys saw the video with Brian, you guys would notice that he started off getting paid really low. As soon as he hit his 6 months, he's now, you know, on his way to a nice $90,000 a year job in 6 months, which that's the amazing thing about trucking. In the beginning, it's hard, but then it can get simple. So go online, search up truck driving jobs with no experience. You'll find some schools, one of them being CR England, which isn't the best, but it's something to get started. Get your foot in the door. After that, you're good to go. Look for local work, small companies that don't move a lot, and do what you can, man. As soon as you get the first job, everything else is beautiful. So let's move on to the second question here. All right, we have quite a bit of questions about the Shelby. I haven't been posting it a lot, so I'll update you guys on the channel. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you might know what happened, so try to guess if you guys want. But yeah, I'll update you guys on that. So we have a question here by Alex Tovar. His question is, what would be the fastest way to get experience if you have money saved for your own truck? So basically kind of the same situation I was. If you guys remember the story I was telling in my last video, that I had my $30,000 saved up. I had my test for my license on a Saturday, and I had to go on Monday to get insurance. So auction Friday, bid it on the truck, $25,000, got the bid. 7 days to pay it. Saturday, passed my test. Monday, go to the insurance lady, 20-year-old, ask for insurance. She says there's no way they're going to insure you. You need at least 1 year with your company open, and you'll have some luck. It'll still be expensive. So it was hard. So what I did then is, okay, what am I going to get into? At that time, I was like, what am I even going to start, trucking? I didn't know. So thank God it happened that way. I went into agriculture, then I went into construction in the Bay Area with the Super 10s. I studied both of those. I understood how they work. You know, if I wanted to do dry van, which is, sometimes longer distance, or flatbed down to LA, I would have got a job doing that. Tried my best to get a job in that situation and learn. I did the same thing with my food truck. I worked in a really good fast food place that has really good service. They had a lot of sales at the company I was in, and I learned a lot. Went in there for a month, understood the system, got out, and I'm ready to open my own food truck now. So you do have to make some sacrifices, but they are worth it. And so I would say, man, if you have your own truck, I would say, work for a company, test out. Go work for a company, go into the dry van or flatbed or whatever you want to do in your future, and just stay there for a couple of weeks. The turnaround in trucking companies is very high, so no one's really going to trip out if you go for a month and disappear. So with that being said, also too, if you want to stay busy, contact a dispatch company. Try to at least be making $5,000 a month, which isn't a lot as an owner operator, but it's better than being a driver. So I'll recommend that. They'll help you out. There are dispatchers that make some money, so they'll give you a hand if you have any questions. It's better than being on your own, definitely. That's what I recommend. And then let's see right here. And then we have West Coast Warlord is asking, does the type of engine matter when buying a truck? Yes and no. Pretty much you need a work vehicle. You're looking for something that can get the job done. You're not looking for the best of the best. You just want to make some money, get in the business. Now, I do hear a lot that the internationals do not have good engines. The Pro Stars are not really that good. And so I wouldn't recommend those. Those are the only things I hear bad things about. Everything else, you could say it's about luck, but after like 400,000 miles, 500,000 miles, almost every engine starts having some problems, little problems here and there. I have my Detroit engine. I like that engine. I recommend it if you're a beginner. The pros with their Peterbilts and Kenworths, obviously they have their Cummins and Cat engines, but what's the point of getting a super expensive semi-truck if you're just starting, So for a beginner, I personally do like the Detroits and Freightliners. It's a nice balanced truck, and it's good to build fleets. Other than that, man, I do want to mention when my cousin posted he bought a semi-truck, the Peterbilt with the Packard engine. A lot of people said that was a bad engine. We did some research, and turns out it's a pretty good engine, guys. So there was not a lot of data on it before, and now that the mechanics got to use it more often, it's a pretty good engine. So yeah, the only one I don't recommend is the International. Let me know if you guys have any other tips in the comments, but that's from my experience, guys, which is not a lot, but enough to get by. All right, let's see. So we have right here. All right, I like this question. It's Lupe Escalada, I believe. And her question is, where is a good place to buy cheap semi-trucks for seasonal ag hauling? So I do consistently mention the beauty of it is the fact that you could buy a $10,000, $15,000 truck, work the ag season, and get out, buy yourself a better truck, and into different kind of freight, So that's the beauty of it. Where I've seen the semi-trucks go cheap is in California. Certain trucks are not going to be able to be driven here because they don't pass certain requirements. So those trucks are really cheap. There's a couple of trucks, 13 and 15K, with some good miles that I saw this year, and trucks have been really expensive. A 2008, 300,000 miles, 15K, Freightliner 3-axle was a good deal I saw, for example, on Facebook Marketplace. And that truck was only going to be good for 2 more years. In 2 years, you can make a lot of money. You'll get your $13,000 back fast. And the cool thing is, when you sell it, you can just sell it out of state, and you won't lose that much money. But it's definitely worth it. Then there's also auctions. When I went to do my auction, when I bid it the first time, there's a lot of semi-trucks that were pretty much, 1 more year left in California. Then they have to go out of state, going for $5,000, $6,000. The season could be anywhere from 4 to 6 months. So if it has 1 year left, you could pretty much buy a semi-truck for $10K, get 80 out of it, profit 50, sell that semi-truck. Who cares if you lose those $10K? You made 50,000, but you still have the opportunity to sell it out of state. So it would be auctions and Facebook Marketplace, and the trucks that are cheap are those. So hope that helped. Let's move on to the second question real quick, to the third one now, right? So let's see. So we have here a quick question by Joe Vani PZ. Do you have an SCorp or LLC, sole proprietorship? What are the pros and cons? We'll get really deep into that. I'll probably make a video strictly about that because probably like a 5-6 minute video. It's a really good question though. I personally have a SCorp for my food truck and just the LLC for my semi truck, and we'll go more into detail. It's a really good question. All right, let's see. All right, then we have a question here is 1MSA07. His question is, can you buy a semi, become an owner operator without having 1 year with your DOT, EIN, or LLC running? So this question, pretty sure you asked because I always tell you guys it's important to have your authority running for at least a year before you want to become an owner operator, to give you better opportunities with the insurance companies. And of course you can start like that before. I don't know if you guys know, obviously, if you guys know Ken V, he started without an authority. At the time, when I started, I didn't know a lot of people do go under someone else's authority. They either pay a fee, and you can get in right away. You can get cheap insurance, so it's really a big benefit. So yes, you can get started with that, and I would still recommend opening your DOT. you could work under someone else's company. As soon as you hit a year with yours, you're good to go. So the answer to that is yes. Honestly, I just don't know where they find other authorities. Maybe through a dispatcher though, but I should probably look into that. All right, let's see what else we have right here. So we have another question. Oh, he got 3 good questions. Oh, I'll answer 2 of yours. So it's Yo Vani PZ is also asking, do you also find agriculture jobs through the Lord Board app, or do you contact the company? Really good question. I get this question a lot as well. So for the ag jobs, it's the company directly. So companies being like, Gallo, Tiger Lines, Morningstar. Sometimes each year the company is a little different, so it's important to call early and try to get in the list, see who's going to be the busiest. For example, Tiger Lines, you have to have your company set up a certain way to go with them. Usually they have a broker, so they just refer you to their broker, and you go from there. Or if you have a couple of trucks and your company's set up correctly, you could probably go in with 10 trucks just by giving them a call. And they're based out of Woodland, so that's a good company. Gallo as well too. Usually Gallo is like a broker, or you go independent, but it is a little more difficult there because it's a really good gig. So a lot of people like to get in there early, and the spots are pretty much taken. Sometimes it gets really, really busy, and they do need more people, so that's a good opportunity. But yes, they're not on the lower board. You have to contact the companies directly. And I am working on getting one of those opportunities myself, so I can hook you guys up with some good jobs. So more about that later on. Still working on it. It's pretty complicated, so we'll see. Trying to make everyone some money, so, and me, of course. All right, let's see real quick. Another question. Badass Marcos is asking, what's a fear as an entrepreneur? So me personally, I got a comment one time saying, dude, why do you think you're a businessman? You're just a truck driver. So I'm pretty sure you guys understand I'm only truck driving to get the business going. And truck driving is not a job either. If you manage stuff correctly, it could be really profitable. So just clearing that up. I am a business person. I have the office, my food truck coming. So very business oriented. Now, a fear that I have as an entrepreneur, I used to have the fear of failing. Like, oh, what if I lose everything? But after being in it for, a couple of years, it's no big deal. The probability is there. I'm risking almost everything to get a high reward. So if I lose, it is what it is. So it's a fear I used to have. Currently, right now, I don't fear it because if it happens, get back to work and start again from zero, I know it's a possibility. So no fears right now. I feel like I have control over everything. If people don't like my food, I can make it better. If people don't like my content, I could, make my content better. And failing, if it happens, it happens. It would be my fault. So really a fear, I don't have one, man. But I used to be scared of failing, but it comes with the game, And then more questions about the Shelby, man. You guys want to know what's up? Definitely a beautiful car. So let's see. Another question would be, Cloud Lifestyle is asking, update on the food truck. So for my food truck, it was supposed to be ready in September, but there has been crazy delays for every kind of material. They're giving me an estimate from December to January, which I'm hoping to have it ready by then, but I'm okay with it now because with the accident I had with the semi truck, it got delayed a little bit. My goal was to be in my food truck company bank account to have $30,000 to manage all my expenses, and then another amount of money for my semi truck. So we're still not exact at those $30K. So I'm cool with it. If they're gonna take it until January, they'll give me enough time to get the money going. So yeah, man, I'll keep updating you guys on that food truck once it gets here. It's about to get crazy. So I'm excited for that. And then we have Jose_gallery. It says he's asking, what's your credit score and what credit score do you recommend before financing a semi truck? So personally, I've been into credit early on. Your credit score doesn't really matter as much. It's a lot about the history, when it comes to financing things like a semi truck or a car. I opened my first credit card at 18, so I have a cool history now of like 4 years since I started. I have an average of 3 years now, and my credit score is 740. But anything over 680, you get pretty good loans. Anything over 700, if you get up to the 800s, that's honestly, it doesn't make that much of a difference. It just helps you. Yeah, from what I heard, it doesn't make that much of a difference. So just try to get it over $700. Do some research. There's great videos out there. You could get your credit fixed in 6 months. And it's definitely convenient. As you guys seen for the Shelby, you only put $2,000 down on a freaking $50,000 car. That's crazy. So thank you to credit. So at least 680 and up to finance a semi-truck. I had 740 when I financed mine. Only put 11,000 down. 11,000 down on a $40,000 truck, so not bad. So let's see. Oh, nice question. I like this one. It's Israel Somers, I believe, or Almers. He says, besides trucking, what other career would you have pursued? So, my goal has always been opening the restaurant and not essentially a food truck, but right now with COVID, it's more convenient to get a food truck and cheaper. I didn't know locations were that expensive. If I wanted to make my kitchen and own unit in a store like a franchise, it's really expensive. So I went with the food truck. Honestly, for me, it was just about grinding it out till I get $50,000. And when you look at it in the term of like 4 years since I turned 18, it's really not that difficult. You know, you get any construction job, any warehouse job that's paying over $20 an hour. You do average there like $38 to $50,000 a year. In the course of 4 years, that's $200,000. If you play your cards right, you should be able to save 50,000. You know, you should be able to be responsible, organized, and save those 50K. So that was my goal. As soon as I saved those 50K, I was gonna get my food truck. If I had more money, I was planning on buying a house that needed to get fixed up and then refinance it and fix it. So for me, the main focus is I've always been in real estate and the food truck, but now with trucking, the money is it's good. So that's why I ended up doing trucking. But yeah, it was just food truck for me, get my business started, and the real estate. That's my interest in. Career wise, I'm a money man. I'm looking for freedom. You know, I love soccer. I would have liked to be a pro soccer player, I guess. That's a career, right? But that's crazy. All right. We'll get down. We'll do 3 more good questions because, you know, you guys asked some good ones. So let's see. 2 questions here by KBLTRNN. That's his username. And he's asking, I just got out of high school and I'm not sure whether to go to college or stick to trucking. Do you think being an owner operator is a good long-term job until retirement? So I'll address the first question, college or truck driving. So we're gonna base his answer based on ROI, which means return of investment. Your return of investment in college is not that great, you know, unless you have like a full ride scholarship. But you're paying $8,000 to $20,000 a year, and you graduate after 4 years with $50,000, $60,000 in debt. So you essentially invested $60,000. Now, what are you getting out of those $60,000? $60,000 job, $80,000 job. In some cases, if you go to school for computer engineering, you're getting a job for $100K. So it'll probably take you, you know, 2-3 years to pay that off. So you're in it for a total of 7 years, and your ROI is what? You know, $100,000 job, which, you know, for some people might be enough. Some people just get $50,000 jobs, so it's not always the best. Now, your ROI in becoming a CDL driver, as you guys seen with Brian, man, I keep mentioning him because it's amazing. I don't know drivers can have that jump that crazy. You got a CDL, you can get it for free, $3,000 to $5,000 if you want to pay for school and get trained. It's very difficult to get jobs under 18, but once you find something, it's up from there. You guys seen he's over 21. After you hit your 6 months, you could jump straight into $90,000. No debt, you're training, it's a simple job. You save money for a couple of years and you can invest the money in something else or find a driver and start your company. So ROI, I believe, is much more higher being a truck driver and essentially jumping into an owner operator. But that's my opinion, and yes, it's kind of difficult to get jobs in the beginning. So if anything, man, I recommend getting your CDL and going to college if you're getting it for free. You know, until you find a job or something. But that's my opinion. Now, his other question was, is being an owner-operator a good long-term job into retirement? Now, there's one mistake in that question, that being an owner-operator is not a job. It's a business, and you're in charge of paying your taxes, taking care of all your expenses, healthcare, and everything else. So, you know, it's a simple task, but it takes some work to get used to doing everything, you know? It's not impossible. People have done it before. But it's up to you to take care of your retirement. Are you going to buy real estate? Are you going to buy stocks? How are you going to prepare for your retirement? Because no one's going to do it for you. In jobs, you have your 401k funds. I don't even know. Social Security, I don't even know what you get, man. I'm not worried about retirement. I'm putting all the work in I can right now. And being an owner-operator, man, you have to do the work yourself. So it's not a good retirement job. Because if you just sit there and do nothing, pretty much going to end up broke. But if you're responsible and smart and smooth with it, you can have a few drivers by the time you're 60. You know, automate the whole system, let a dispatcher take care of it, and let your 10, 20 G's roll in every month. So it's up to how you handle it, man. So let's finish this up with 2 more questions. I will do this one real quick. It's I don't know how to pronounce that. SoCal or Vic. She's asking, what truck would you recommend to buy, specs and brand? I recommend honestly, for what I do, a Frontliner Cascadia day cab is cool. A sleeper is cool. DD15 engine, 450 horsepower, sometimes 500 horsepower. That's what I recommend. It's a good starter truck. It's good for dry vans, reefers. The extended ones are decent for flatbeds. If you want to do straight flatbeds and you have some extra money, obviously you could hop into the Kenworths and Cummins, which are really stronger engines, but they're really expensive. I just think, man, a Frontliner is a good starter truck. And, and by a starter truck, you can get in it, do it for 6-8 months, sell that thing right away. They don't lose that much money, if I'm being honest with you guys, and hop right into another truck once you have your job secured. Because, if the Frontliner is not cutting it, but you have the money secured and the job secured, hop into something else. But I recommend a Frontliner Cascadia, sleeper, no sleeper, just a Detroit 15 engine. So, yeah, let me know if you guys recommend anything else in the comments, guys. So, let's see. So this question here is Kevin Diaz. That's my homie right there. He's asking, biggest tax deduction up to date. So my biggest tax deduction up to date is my food truck. Food truck purchase price was $47,000, $50,000 with tax and everything, right under the $50K. So $50,000 for the food truck, nice and easy. $50K written off. So I don't show a lot of profits in my business because I am risking it all and investing everything I earn. So that's why the taxes is a very difficult thing for me to share with you guys, because it's all, investing in it. Camera equipment, office equipment. Hopefully in the future you can write off a jet, which is possible. You can write off a $50 million jet if you use your cards right. So write-offs are cool, man. It helps the economy. Good for everyone. So $50K for my biggest tax deduction. And do you watch other trucker YouTubers here and there? Good one. I like Ken V because he's young, it's cool to see. Everyone else has cool content, but they're more about like day in the life. I like more informational videos. So I only look at not necessarily truckers YouTube channel, but videos that are giving good info on how to make your business better. Alright guys, it looks that's pretty much it. And then where you see yourself in 5 years, same question. It's a good question, 5 years, $2-3 million in the bank, 3-4 real estate properties, 2 semi trucks, 3 food trucks, and the process of opening the gym. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, nothing crazy, guys. I think I saw one more good question here, and then we'll pretty much end the video. Let's see. That was pretty much it. Everything else, questions are pretty much the same. If I missed anything, let me know in the comments. I'll reply to you right away. And yeah, guys. We'll talk about the Shelby soon, and everything else seems pretty good. So, thank you guys for tuning in. See you guys on the next video. Enjoy your day. Peace.